Everybody.
With my girl, Goddess Leora. I am the goddess of transformation. I'm so excited to let you into my lair for this exciting party. You are not going to forget the next 15 minutes of your life are about to be very magical. So sit your cute self down, get a pen and paper, and take some notes.
Or a mocktail, honey.
Or a mocktail, whatever works for you.
On the end.
So welcome, Goddess Leora. Let me introduce you, my love. So my sister, Goddess Leora, she is the author of Goddess on the Go, where she gives you rituals, where she teaches you how to slow down and slay. Goddess Leora, how do you describe yourself and all of the magic that you put into the world?
You know what? I call myself like an embodiment activator, and I really help women kind of rebirth into their pleasure by moving kind of blocks and ancestral wounds out the way. And we do it through moving emotions, moving the connections that we have to our ancestors, whether that be open wounds or stories, and we heal that. And then we change our whole belief system so that we can be orgasmic, that we can manifest the things in our lives, that we can call in our desires, and we have tools to move it through.
Yes, absolutely. And one of the reasons why we consider ourselves soul sisters, sisters, another mister, is because we have such beautiful gifts that overlap and complement each other and help really women to transform. That one thing for both of us that I know to be absolutely true is that we are both obsessed with helping women to discover their goddess selves and fall deeper into themselves, right?
Yes. When we set one woman free, we give permission to set another woman free. And it's like a chain. It keeps on going. It's never ending. It's limitless. And like I always say that when people around me have a good life, I have a good life.
Yes, absolutely. And speaking of having a good life, we have something really exciting to share with the audience. The Goddess of Paris Miracles and Manifestation Retreat this summer is going to be amazing. And Goddess Leora is going to be there doing morning movement, meditation movement.
The Parisian slow down, that is.
Slow down, yes, to get you ready for your day, and then orgasmic manifesting. These are all processes of the divine, sensual feminine. So let's jump into our conversation.
Let's hip circle our way in.
Yes, let's hip circle our way in. Because here I know for sure that there are no accidents. There are no coincidences. And so, my love, if you are watching this and you are drawn to this conversation with Goddess Abiola and Goddess Leora, then you are in the exact right place. You are in the exact right place. And if you're feeling in alignment, then you need to come with us to our fairy tale castle.
A castle, goddess. Get that.
And manifest something powerful. Yes.
It's true. When we change our visuals, our visuals, the sensory part of us, when we see ourselves in luxury, we call more of that into our lives. Like, I can't wait for these goddesses to just get a little taste on top of all the shit we're gonna goddess up for them. I can't wait. Not level up. We're gonna goddess up. Okay? We're gonna goddess up in Paris.
Yes. And here's the thing that, as powerful as it is to work together on co-creating our lives separately, that we as women were meant to move in community. And so when we get together and we are co-manifesting, we're manifesting together, you will come out of this retreat experience with your whole life shifted. So what is, for someone who may be uninitiated, what is the divine, sensual, feminine?
So many of us, Abiola, are dead from our neck down due to some past trauma. Yet a woman's divine truth actually lives in her yoni, pussy, whatever you desire to call it, whatever feels powerful for you. When we reconnect with part of ourselves through moving, like we did those yummy hip circles, moving our hips and in circular motion, we awaken the parts of ourselves that our power and pleasure come from.
Yes. Yes. And this is so, it sounds really simple, but it really is life changing. My last book was also about the divine feminine, because in this patriarchal culture that all of us were raised in, you know, our mother's generation, you know, they went through certain things so that you would think that we didn't have to, but we are still at a place where right now it's just goddess rising, right now, just a little bit of awakening. And this is not something that's just, we're making up in our head. This is something and deep.
It's in our DNA.
It is in our DNA. So how does this apply to everyday lives of the women who are watching?
So when you know your body, right, you're able to access your confidence. You know that, you know, there's emotions that may be lodged in your system, and a certain way you move your body, it could release, you know, some of that trauma that just may be stuck. It could release a stuck emotion.
Yes.
And sometimes, you know, it could be grief, but sometimes it could also be this like wild, sensual freedom that you feel. Like we women, we feel everything. We know that there's something inside us, and yet we're like grabbing for it, or we're like in our head trying to discover it up here. But I want to let you in on the secret sauce is actually in here. And just like, you know, I'll share from my own life that, you know, often, you know, I say we have to at least have a 1 weekly cry a week.
Yes.
Because it's a release. And sometimes, like, again, in the head, my head tells me, you know, hey girl, that weekly cry needs to happen. And my body is also saying something, but it won't be until I move it in a slow or certain way that like just these golden tears begin to come out. And then I'm like, you know, I'm ready to move on to whatever is next in my life. And the other practice I often do is I do some like fierce sensual dancing, and I put on a certain playlist, and it brings out this like lusty power that makes me feel so confident before I go into meetings or I get on my business calls, right? Or I walk in a room. And these are the ways that like the sensual divine feminine really impacts our lives.
Absolutely. I think that is so well said. I was having this conversation with someone the other day, and she was saying, well, but Abiola, what's the difference between manifesting and manifesting? I said, oh, my darling, let me tell you, we possess the only body part that was created for pleasure. You know, and there is something really, really powerful and magical, you know, magical about having that energy.
Yes, I'll say it again.
That magical energy, and be able to create your life as you know, as you want it to be. This beautiful co-creative dance that we have to really sculpt our lives. And so the orgasmic manifestation, the practice of orgasmic manifestation is something that has been hidden, covered up, squashed down, pushed to the side for centuries, but those in power have always known that this is a transformational practice. So let's talk about it. What is orgasmic manifestation?
I know. Ooh! So orgasmic manifestation is being in a total state of turn on. And you shut off the talking brain because you need to be in this place of potency, right? To call in a desire, right? And so basically, you know, when you're in this state, you feel limitless. You feel like you can call in anything that you feel, you know, is a true desire for you.
Yes, yes. And orgasmic energy, this is what people mean when they say high vibe, high vibration.
Yeah.
You know, so like, you know, last week, for example, because we're all human and we go through ups and downs and dips and, you know, and we were coming out of that, the shadows of the recent retrogrades. And I was feeling really anxious and really stressed in my body. And then I had to slow down, get quiet, get still, and remind myself, oh, okay, I got to raise my vibration back up in the orgasmic vibration of the things that I'm wanting to allow into my life. All of the things that we want are at the energy of vibration.
Energy.
Yes.
Everything is energy. So our bodies feel everything. And so when they're open, you know, we don't have anything, any fears, any worries, and any concerns, because when you're sensually and orgasmically embodied, none of that exists. None of that is in your way. You go down the street and there's not one stop sign.
Nope.
Full speed ahead to your land of desires, you know?
Yes, full speed ahead, because life is a mirror. It's everything we see out there is what we have in here.
Yeah.
So what is one of your juiciest stories about orgasm?
Okay. Yeah. So one of my juiciest stories is about a year ago, my daughter turned 3 and I was really ready. Like I felt that travel bug, like let's go. We need to get that passport ready, get on that airplane. We need to do this. And so sharing that desire with another goddess. And, you know, like Abiola said, when you're in that sisterhood, you're in that community, it's like the juices get magnetized. So I was like, you know what? I actually want somebody to pay for my trip. I left it at that. Didn't try to control it. Didn't try to say, okay, now I'm going to look for things. It's a desire. I was in this, you know, I was in this space in my body where I felt so turned on, just sharing this desire with her. And so a week later, I'm in the car with my girlfriend, and she turns to me and she said, Leora, I'm connected with this new company, and they're looking for ambassadors to take to Cabo, Mexico. Would you be interested? I was like, absolutely. Here's my desire coming in, right? And so I get on a call with them literally in 24 hours, and kaboom, shabam, like I go to Cabo in August for 5 days. I lead one program for 4 hours out of the day, but the rest of it really was a vacation and a trip and a time for reflection and exploration. And then it gets even juicier. So then I come back and I start a book tour. And one of the people who reached out to me has a hotel in the Catalina Islands, which had been another one of my desires. It literally looks like it could be Cabo's twin. And she has a hotel up there. So she brings us out to Cabo, puts us up in her beautiful hotel, treats us with like complete kindness. And so this is like what happens when we are in our bodies and we share our desires, and we share our desires in sisterhood. Like things begin to explode, and we can like, you know, let go of that control and the need to figure it out in our head. And like, come on, think about like calling in your desires and your dreams and the things you want from a place of pleasure versus a place of manipulation and feeling like you're pushing through. It's a whole other state of being that I feel for as women who live in a women's body. It calms our nervous system down. It actually helps us to trust deeper into like all areas of our lives. And like this is just a little taste of what you're gonna experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just a little taste because, and I'm so glad that you shared that, you know, I used to be nervous about sharing my manifestations because when it happens, when you tune in and you really start manifesting, it's like magic and it's so incredible. It sounds like you're making it up. It sounds crazy. So I used to not say anything about it, but then I got, you know, the nudge that no, we need to let our sisters know about this. We need to let our sisters know that it can be like this.
It can happen. It can be like this. Like you
and
can have it.
It's the natural way for it to be.
Exactly. And it can turn out even better than your wildest dreams. Like it's like we always I always feel like we put desires out here and like the universe is listening and she's like, okay, I can give you that. But like actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you that like times like 10. And what you get is like, you're almost blown away because you're like, okay, maybe I wanted like a 3-day trip, but now I got 5 days in Cabo. And then I'm going to the Catalina Islands a month later on top of that. So it's like, put those desires out here. Join us in Paris, actually. Yes. Join us in Paris. You can, you know, have those desires that feel true for you. Just show up in your body. Come from your body and go out.
Yes. I love that you said yes, and it can be even better, and it will be even better than you have thought it to be. So if you are feeling at all a little bit turned on, or if you're feeling like your life is what I like to call you're having a dry life crisis, and you need to be turned on to yourself and your life and find who you are again and find what pleasure means and joy and be able to create what you are wanting in your life, then you need to bring your cute self, my God. The Goddess of Paris, Miracles and Manifesting Law of Attraction Retreat. It is amazing. Like we said, this is just go check out goddessofparis.com. The info page has all the details there. Goddessofparis.com. Feel free to get in touch if you have any questions at all. business@abiolaabrams.com. business@abiolaabrams. And Goddess Leora, give them your email address or your website. And
you can find me at goddess-onthego.com. You can leave a message there if you want to email me directly if you have any questions. I am Leora at goddess-onthego.com.
Absolutely powerful.
Can't wait to see you in Paris, Goddess. Like, get your passport ready.
Get your passport. Yeah, that's number one. Get your passport ready because you don't want to miss this, and it's going to be incredible. So, thank you, my goddess, for tuning in.
Thank you.
It is going to be transformational. Thank you so much, beautiful Goddess Leora.
Welcome.
Let's hip circle it out, sis.
I know. I think we should hip circle off the call. Yes.
And if you're watching this at home, don't sit there just watching. Hip circle it.
Give yourself some self-touch.
And we will do all the secrets of manifestation, goddesses. Bye.
See you soon. Bye.